Scientists built a sound weapon in the 1990s. It worked perfectly. They destroyed it immediately because it was too dangerous to exist. The frequency was 19 hertz. You can't hear it. But point it at a human and within seconds, nausea, panic, visual disturbances, organ pressure. One researcher accidentally turned it on himself. He said he felt like he was going to die. Today we're covering the most terrifying chapter in acoustic science. The sound that exists everywhere. The weapon that almost changed warfare forever. And the frequency your own body produces, right now, when it's about to shut down. Let's go. First, what is sound actually? Sound is vibration. Waves of pressure moving through air, water, or solid objects. Your ears can detect frequencies between 20 hertz and 20,000 hertz. That's your hearing range. Anything below 20 hertz, your ears go silent. But your body doesn't. This is called infrasound. And it's everywhere. Earthquakes produce it. Volcanoes produce it. Whales use it to communicate across entire ocean basins. Elephants use it to coordinate herds from miles away. Hurricanes generate infrasound so powerful it can be detected from space. The sound is real. The pressure waves are real. You just can't hear them, which makes them more dangerous, not less. Here's where it gets disturbing. At low intensities, infrasound causes unease. A vague sense that something is wrong. Anxiety with no source. The feeling of being watched. Scientists call this the infrasound effect. And here's why it happens. Your body has resonant frequencies. Just like a wine glass vibrates at a specific pitch. Your eyeballs resonate at around 18 hertz. Your internal organs between 7 and 8 hertz. Your skull between 20 and 30 hertz. When infrasound hits those frequencies from outside, it physically vibrates those structures from the inside. At 18 hertz, your vision distorts. You see things in your peripheral vision that aren't there. Your depth perception fails. At 12 hertz, your inner ear sends false balance signals. You feel dizzy, nauseous, disoriented. At 7 hertz, organ resonance begins. Prolonged exposure causes internal pressure, tissue damage. At high enough intensity, rupture. This is not theoretical. This has been tested. On animals. On volunteers. In labs. The results were consistent every time. In 1998, a French acoustic engineer named Vladimir Gavreau built a device. His goal was simple: create a directed infrasound emitter. Point it at a target. Disable them without bullets. The device worked on the first test. Everyone in the laboratory reported immediate nausea. Gavreau himself felt crushing pressure in his chest. Several team members vomited. One reported temporary blindness. They turned it off immediately. Then they destroyed the device. The report filed afterward concluded the weapon was too indiscriminate to control safely. It couldn't distinguish between the enemy and the operator. Gavreau's work was classified, but it didn't stop there. The U.S. military developed LRAD, long-range acoustic device, used in crowd control since the early 2000s. Deployed in Iraq. Used on protesters in Pittsburgh in 2009. It doesn't use infrasound. It uses the opposite. High-frequency sound above 2000 hertz. But the principle is identical. Sound as a weapon is real. It has been used. It is being used right now. Here's the part nobody expects. You have already felt infrasound. Right now. If you're in a city, you're bathed in it. Traffic, industrial machinery, HVAC systems, all produce infrasound constantly. Remember that factory in England? Workers reported unexplained dread, nausea, visual hallucinations for months. Management thought it was mass hysteria. An acoustic engineer found the source in 20 minutes. A faulty industrial fan producing 18.98 hertz. Pointed directly at the workspace. They fixed the fan. The symptoms vanished overnight. But here's the real twist. Some researchers now believe infrasound explains something much bigger. Haunted houses. Multiple studies have found that locations reported as haunted consistently measure elevated infrasound levels. Vic Tandy, a scientist at Coventry University, published a paper in 1998. He was working alone in a lab one night. Felt watched. Felt cold. Saw a gray shape in his peripheral vision. He measured the room. 18.98 hertz. A standing wave. Produced by a ventilation fan. When he fixed it, the ghost disappeared. Now here's the strangest part. Your body produces infrasound. Your heart beats at roughly 1 hertz. Your lungs expand and contract below 1 hertz. Your digestive system, 0.1 to 0.3 hertz. All of these produce low-frequency vibrations inside your body. Some researchers believe the body uses these internal infrasound signals to regulate organ function, a kind of internal communication system below the threshold of hearing. And when the body begins to shut down, the pattern of those signals changes. This is still an emerging area of research, but it suggests something profound. Sound isn't just something you hear. It is something you are. So let's pull back. We built weapons out of sound. We discovered that buildings can make people feel haunted. We found that your own body is constantly broadcasting frequencies you will never hear. And we confirmed that the right sound, at the right frequency, can kill. This raises a question nobody is asking loudly enough. If infrasound is everywhere, in our cities, our buildings, our workplaces, what is it doing to us over decades of low-level exposure? We don't have a full answer yet, but the early research suggests it's not nothing. Chronic low-frequency noise exposure has been linked to sleep disorders, elevated cortisol, cardiovascular stress, and in some studies, reduced cognitive performance. The sound you can't hear might be the sound doing the most damage. Here's your dinner party fact for today. The next time someone tells you a building feels creepy, don't look for ghosts. Look for the ventilation system. Measure the frequency. It's probably 18.98 hertz. Here's what I keep thinking about. We spend billions studying what we can see, what we can hear, what we can measure with our 5 senses. But the most powerful forces acting on us are the ones completely below our perception. Sound, radiation, gravity, all invisible, all real, all affecting you right now. If this made you think twice about silence, that's the point. Subscribe, because next week we're going somewhere you will not see coming. And I promise, it's even quieter than this.